It's a painful condition that affects 1 in 10 women, and it unfortunately often goes undiagnosed. March is Endometriosis Awareness Month, and the 3rd annual Go Yellow for Endo Day is upon us yet again, so we can bring attention to this incurable chronic illness. And we are so happy to be joined by Shannon Hannawald. She is the founder of the Endo Warriors of the Eastern Shore. Hannah, good to see you.
Thank you so much for having me. It means a lot to have your support.
We love having you here. So let's start off by telling us a little bit about endometriosis. We hear the word all the time, but what exactly is it?
So endometriosis is when the lining of the uterus, which is the endometrium, grows outside of the uterus, and it also grows on other organs. It ends up attaching itself to all of the organs, and then you have to go and have surgery. It causes massive infertility and pain.
So tell me about your experience with endometriosis. It started when you were 15?
Yes, when I was 15, I started having horrible menstrual pain. And my parents kept taking me to the doctor, and they kept doing ultrasounds and MRIs and CAT scans, and you can't find endometriosis on that. So for 5 years, they told my parents I was lying. So when I was 17, I attempted to commit suicide because I was at the point where nobody would listen to me. And then I went into a doctor's office and I told him my symptoms, and he's like, "You have endometriosis." And we did a laparoscopic surgery, and I had stage 4 endometriosis. And I was like, why did nobody else know about this?
I'm sorry you had to go through that. You eventually started Endo Warriors.
Yes. So 4 years ago, one of my nieces was actually going to the doctor, and they were dismissing her as well. And I was like, nope, we're not doing this. And I started Endo Warriors of the Eastern Shore, and I go around and talk to town and county councils. They present proclamations. They light the towns up yellow for the month of March.
Now, what kind of support and advocacy do you
So
provide?
we do the proclamations, we do the lighting up the yellow. On the Facebook page, if anybody ever has any questions, they ask the questions. So we are there when anyone needs us.
And of course, Go Yellow for Endo?
Yes. So 3 years ago, I decided I was just going to have this yellow day, and then it kind of blew up. So now we have the school systems participating, the towns, the counties, multiple businesses are participating, and you can just wear yellow and post it on the Endo Warriors of the Facebook page. And my hope is to turn the whole Eastern Shore yellow.
Is there anything being done within the medical community? I mean, do you know why it's dismissed by some doctors?
Because they don't know anything about it. I've had a lot of doctors tell me they get like 30 minutes of education on it in medical school. And because you can't find it unless you do a laparoscopic surgery, you're not going to know.
So how can we get involved? How can we help out the community?
The community can either, you can make donations to the Endometriosis Association, and you can go to our Facebook page and join, ask questions, come to the county meetings and ask questions. You can call me and I'd be more than happy to come and speak to you.
Any advice for any mom or any young lady who may be like, wait a minute, I think that's what's going on. What would you say to them? Don't
give up. Find a different doctor and don't give up, because there are doctors that will listen, but you just have to find them, and it gets exhausting, but you can't give up. You have to keep going.
Hannah, thank you so much for coming in and talking about endometriosis. It's so important that everybody know.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.